So if you didn't know yet, the Devil May Cry Netflix anime series already got greenlit for a second season, and it already got leaked. That's right, our favorite half-devil demon hunter is back, and with a brand new look that a lot of fans seem to be digging, even the mad ones. What's up everyone, I'm Rez, and on this video we're going to answer some questions you may have about this leak. Like who made Ebony and Ivory? And just who the heck is Tony Redgrave? And why is that name on these beautiful glistening guns? I'm going to give you a full breakdown of where Dante got these legendary guns, and I can even explain why he's using regular guns in the anime and why he keeps breaking them. So don't worry, we got all the devil sauce here that you could soak up, so let's cut right into the flying demon whale meat and get right into it. A video's been circulating of a projector playing a scene from the Season 2 Devil May Cry anime series with Dante sporting a new look and wielding his beloved magic pistols, Ebony and Ivory. From Dante sporting a new look with longer hair like DMC3, to a drippy new outfit that seems like a stylish blend of his outfits from DMC 1 and 2 and the first season of the anime. The projector plays upon a curtain scenes of Dante testing out his new dual pistols after getting them fresh from Nell Goldstein herself, the very creator of some of the most iconic guns in gaming. You may remember the name of Nell Goldstein, as she's actually referenced by her granddaughter in the Devil May Cry 5 video game, telling Dante all about how her granny done made them fancy magic bullet pistol guns. Oh, and that dumbass cowboy hat. There's a lot more history to these weapons of Dante's that you may not know their origin stems from the graphic novel itself, titled Devil May Cry. In the scene that was leaked, you can see that the pistols say, "For Tony Redgrave," which if you saw my last couple of videos, if you're a badass that is, I actually mentioned how Dante used to go by this name far before anyone knew him as Dante. A fun fact was that this was originally going to be Dante's official name by the creator, but he later decided to change it, thinking that the aspect of Dante and Vergil from the story of Dante's Inferno was a little bit more fitting. Also, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on the graphic novel in another video, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be full of all this DMC canon lore. In the novel, Dante is a mercenary in Redgrave City, and he goes by the name Tony Redgrave. He frequents a dive bar that's actually known to be a local hangout spot for other mercenaries to get jobs. Dante's known to get weird looks at the bar because he's the only one in there that's always eating a strawberry sundae at the bar rather than drinking alcohol. You'll see this in the anime series because they do stay true to the character, with this being Dante's favorite treat. Apparently the creator says it cures his depression, or somewhat. I mean, his family was killed before his eyes. Give the guy a break if he wants a little bit of sugar, but I mean, at the same time, there's only so much a sweet treat and diabetes can do for someone who's been traumatized by demons ripping apart their family in front of their eyes. But hey, you know, to each their own. Dante always takes the jobs through his merc agent Enzo, who you'll see in the anime. Enzo gives Dante the jobs that other mercenaries will not take because they tend to have the highest risk. In this story, Dante takes the jobs alongside his partner Gru. Gru is a python revolver-toting merc who grew to be Dante's very first friend. These jobs more often than not have people transforming into demons, causing Gru to stand in awe at the speed of which Dante shoots them and slices them asunder. I'll have a lot more info about Gru whenever I do the breakdown of the graphic novel, so again, stay tuned for that. The jobs that Dante and Gru take on pay well, but because of Dante's wild shooting style, he's always spending money on new guns, gun repairs, and even trying to have his weapons customized so they can handle his abilities. Dante was known for his love of dual-wielding pistols and continuously had guns jam up, overheat, and to the point where they would even melt. Some would even shatter completely from his grip alone. This problem is how Dante meets Nell Goldstein, the best weaponsmith in Redgrave City, who knows the name Tony Redgrave all too well. Remember, nobody in this story knows who Dante really is, as he lives under a fake name in this story. Dante actually uses the name Tony Redgrave because he's haunted by the nightmares of what happened to his mother and brother, so he's donned a new name in an attempt to forget the past. But that only backfires with him when a stranger comes to town and brings nothing but chaos with him. His name is Gilver, a sword-wielding mystery merc who other mercs don't really know much about, and they know even less about the missions he takes. Only that they're high-paying, and his elegant suit and tie are great examples of his lavish taste. The only thing that they know is that Gilver is the only other mercenary in town that uses a sword like Dante. Gilver is the main antagonist of the Devil May Cry graphic novel, and the guy is obsessed with Dante, but he has no clue why. But as the story goes, Gilver begins to wreak havoc on Dante's life by taking out his only friends Gru and Nell Goldstein. Nell Goldstein unfortunately met her demise at the hands of another mercenary who left her to die slowly, all alone in her gun shop after setting it on fire. Dante would find her alone, leaning against the counter of her store. He held her close as she spoke her last words. She told Dante that she had been working on a pair of special guns shortly after they'd met. She spends so much time on these pistols and specially customized them to befit Dante's particular shooting style. Fucking insane. Dante would find two M1911 style handguns with pivot style triggers and chambers for the 45 ACP round, one with target sight and the other with combat sight. Both with ported muzzled compensators and extended barrels with cuts to match the compensators. The two guns were engraved with the names Ebony and Ivory and with the quote, "For Tony Redgrave." Ebony was made for precise long-distance shooting, a sniper handgun if you will, a weapon meant for deadly accuracy that would never miss if Dante's aim remained true. The eject port of Ebony is on the left, as Dante shoots it left-handed, so these are definitely specially customized. Ivory was made for extremely quick rapid-fire burst shots, a weapon for multiple targets and groups that would never overheat or jam up. They were specially made to handle his strength upon grip, and were made with the finest materials that would never require maintenance from Dante. Nell made these guns especially for Dante, as she knew there was something different about him from the start, something special. It's said that Dante taps into his demonic energy to manifest the bullets he shoots, making an infinite amount of bullets to volley away. I personally believe that Nell Goldstein literally put her heart and soul into making those guns so much that her spirit helps power the guns and keeps them maintained. That's just something just a dumb little fan theory of mine. I always thought of that as a kid since I first played, but I just feel that she literally put herself into those weapons knowing what Dante was up against. It wouldn't really be far off considering that Dante, every time he defeats a demon, he kind of gets a weapon from them.
I acknowledge your ability. Take my soul and go forth. You have my blessing.
And pretty much it's like a manifestation of their soul, so in a way that kind of makes sense if Nell kind of put her soul into the guns after she fell. Towards the end of the story is when Dante finally embraces his demon nature and his past, and he starts to go by his real name in honor of Nell Goldstein. After Dante finds the guns, he never parts with them and treats them the way he does his prize rebellion sword, given to him by his father, and even his amulet given to him by his mother. So it actually makes the Netflix anime a bit more special that it stays at least a little bit true to the story somehow. I know there's a lot of changes, but they did their homework, and it obviously shows. Whether you know it or not, they did their homework. At least when it came to this really underground lore of DMC. Dante's always breaking guns in the series, and he's always having to look for backup pairs if they're available. Now, despite the major divided uproar that this show has brought the DMC community, this seemed to rub everyone the right way a little bit. Even people who hated the first season seem to be given a glimmer of hope that the saga they love might just be portrayed finally in the anime in a way we can vibe with. Now, I know this show is very different from the games, and it certainly has its flaws, but overall it's fun and entertaining, and it shows that, a lot of honor to much of the canon lore. It's really understandable that a pair of guns and a new look might not save the show in the eyes of many, but they seem to be adding more relevant nods to the deep unknown lore of Devil May Cry, and it seems to be pleasing people. We didn't see the pair of guns in Season 1, so this means that we're definitely going to see him in Season 2, and we're obviously going to see Nell Goldstein there. I'm really excited to see where the show goes, but while we wait for more, I'm going to be making a lot more Devil May Cry content that will hopefully answer a lot more of your questions and get you even more interested in the series, to where you're thinking of a bunch of questions on your own and doing a bunch of lore research. If you do, drop it below. Tell us what you know, tell us what you found out, tell us how much you love or even hate the show. If there's things you like, if there's things you don't like, let us know. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, Devil Hunters. This party's getting crazy. Let's rock, baby.